Hey guys and gals and others, welcome back to my YouTube channel and podcast review where we talk about movies, TV shows, and video games. And today we will be discussing an indie TV show hit on Netflix produced by Spike Lee. This is an amazing show about a struggling polyamorous African American sex positive woman named Nola Darling, who is a struggling artist with dealing with the difficulty with the men she dates, Greer, Jamie, and Mars, and living in the gentrified area of Fort Greene, Brooklyn, with her friend Shemeka and that other artist girl named Agent. I kind of forgot her name. That she slept with Mars' ex at the time. It's a mess. Anyways, I loved season 1. I felt that She's Gotta Have It was the equivalency of HBO's Insecure on HBO Max. But overall, I thought it was decent. I can't really complain about season 1 overall. My only issue is they never really had dark or serious moments on the show, such as the men that she was dealing with or as being an artist. It primarily also focuses on the sexual assault and her recovery from it. One thing that I noticed is the current events after the assault. The writers focus on the surviving of the assault, but as most writers would do, they would showcase the surviving. But in this one, they showcase how uncanny she is for not her getting the proper help and therapy. As season 1 continues, we notice that Nola Darling does things that aren't responsible. I wouldn't say that it has nothing to do with the assault, but she becomes rather immature and she spends a dress, for example, that costs way too much money. This causes her to become in financial debt and for her to become broke and struggle financially. Thank God one of her boyfriends, Jamie's, buys her paintings, which is enough to pay for her rent. But he finally takes the money back because it turns out that Jamie's wife found out that his mistress was Nola. So Jamie's wife demanded that he take the painting back. So therefore, it causes her check to bounce and a lot of other issues to happen. After everything that happens to Nola between the art, the men that she's dealing with, the issues that are coming with that, the commitment she's trying to face, her jumping from person to person, there's so many issues that season 1 reminds me of actually a downfall of Nola Darling and her struggles and effects. Overall, I wish the current situation was a little bit more darker than usual because it was more comedy, but I wish it was dark comedy more of the lines. Overall, I loved how season 1 touched on black representation, black femininity, black feminism, and just the issues within being a black woman in Brooklyn. I also liked the culture that it was showcased. The soundtrack was amazing, and I like how it showcases gentrification, which I love to see how they just portrayed it, and they just did a good job at it. The season ends with Nola Darling breaking up with 3 of her boyfriends, Jamie, Greer, and Mars, and her rebounding with Opal, which is an older, mature woman with a kid. I forgot her name. I don't know. Now on to season 2. Many people didn't like season 2. In fact, I actually love season 2 a lot more than season 1. This season is more of a reflection of Nola Darling making better choices and taking the effects of being in a rebound relationship with Opal. Between her maturity level and being with Opal's kid, it causes her to break up. Between the breakup and the issues with Nola's art not selling because she doesn't have a message or a true identity of why she paints, causes her to now have to reflect on her life and happiness. At the end of season 2, she gets herself back up by doing a one-woman show and sells her artwork, and finally becomes financially stable and finds herself within her artwork along the way. Overall, with season 1, I wish it would have had darker themes to be established, but with this season they did touch on it, but however not towards Nola, which was a disappointment. I felt that Nola Darling had more darker moments than her friends did, but I guess overall it was decent. I felt like Insecure does a lot of better job at its dark comedy and its serious moments than She's Gotta Have It did, but they're not the same show, but they have a lot of similarities to them. overall, I feel like she's gotta have it. Had great cinematography and also a good soundtrack. And I really wish they did a season 3 on this show. I mean, it was brilliant. But unfortunately, it got canceled along the way. But overall, I would give this season a 8 out of 10 because great cinematography, great visuals, great characterization, and great acting. But overall, I would have liked darker themes and visuals throughout the season, 2 seasons. And that is it on the Alien review.